Hello, lovelies. This is 5 Minute Manifesting, and I'm your host, Lovey Brown. Thank you so much for listening today. I am thrilled that you are here. So, I didn't quite make my podcast every day in November goal. I did, and I've missed a couple of days here lately, and I'm so sorry about that. I really was hopeful that I could do it. I just, life is busy and things happen. And I will work on that. I probably for December will go back to my regular posting schedule of 3 to 4, sometimes 5 days a week. And so we'll just see how December goes. And so happy December to everyone out there. I have some exciting things planned, so I'm looking forward to it. So let's get on with today's topic. And today's topic is a feelings check. A feelings check. Or some people call it a vibe check. But I'm just going to say feelings because I think feelings really get to the point of what it is. But your feelings don't lie. I've heard it said your vibes don't lie. So you have to be honest with it. And so what a feelings check is a moment for you to check in with yourself internally and be honest with yourself about how you're feeling, about everything in your life, and then specifically about your manifestation. Now, I first learned the feelings check from another support group, not in manifesting, but I found it really useful in my manifesting life. And this is how. Because your feelings really indicate where you are on in your manifesting process. Now, and you don't have to be afraid of your negative emotions. You want to shift those negative emotions mostly because you want to feel good. But you don't have to be afraid of having negative emotions. And Abraham Hicks talks often about the emotional scale, and just you can't get from despair or dissatisfaction and leap all the way up to love and joy. Because that's not in range of where you can reach. So they talk about, working yourself up the emotional scale. And so I feel like, maybe Neville said this somewhere and I don't have a quote and I'm not totally sure that he did, but I feel like I learned this from Neville. The feeling that you always want to reach for from where you are, unless you're just out in a blissed out love state, which is great. Stay there. That's awesome if you can. And if not, the feeling you want to reach for, no matter what your feeling state is relief. And what you want to do to get to that next feeling state is just to do a little self-talk. You need to pay attention to the talk that's in your mind and in your heart and what you're telling yourself. And then you shift it just a little bit. Right? You shift it just a little bit from, okay, so let's do an example. Let's say you're having the thought, we'll do a really negative one. I'm never going to get my manifestation. I'm never going to get my specific person to love me. Right? So going from that to my specific person is head over heels in love with me could be quite the jump. Although you can do it. You can just keep saying that over and over again until it sinks into your subconscious. That's a totally reasonable way to manifest if you want to do that and you're really committed to saying it over and over again. Another thing you can do is question whether or not that statement is true. I'm never going to get my specific person. Like, do you know for sure that that's true? How do you know that's true? If the only way you know that that's true is based on how you're feeling right now, have your feelings ever changed? Have you always been 100% right about everything you felt ever in your whole life? So you could shift, I'm never going to get my specific person to, I might not get my specific person, but I could. And I could get my specific person to, lots of people in the world get back together if it's an ex. Lots of people in the world end up with specifically who they want to end up with. And that's true. Right? And that feels better. It feels better than I'm never going to get my specific person. And you just keep going with statements like that until you, inside of yourself, can feel a shift. A shift from whatever you were feeling before, whatever name you want to call that emotion that you were feeling before, and it can be anywhere. It can be any emotion. It can even be a good one, to a slightly better one with a feeling of like, oh yeah, that I'm a little bit relieved. I'm relieved by that. And then this is really key. And I think I've talked about this before, but I want to talk about it a little bit more. And then you want to go do something else so that your mind can be occupied with something else. Go, check your mail, or go do your dishes, or go do something where you can switch your focus immediately after you feel better. And that keeps that good state, and where you can't spiral back down into the other state where you have to build yourself back up to relief again. I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for listening, and please do check my books out on Amazon, and may you manifest exactly what you want.